up, guys, and welcome to another edition of our Wrestling Pulse. I'm your brother Ryan. I am J-Man, and this edition of the Pulse will be giving you guys our WWE Night of Champions 2015 review, just getting off the air with the pay-per-view on the network. A lot of stuff to discuss here. Obviously, if anybody's seen this show, we're going to be getting to it for sure. So we're going to go ahead and get this kicked off here with the pre-show. We had Neville and the Lucha Dragons going up against the Cosmic Wasteland. Just your stock, pretty much pre-show matchup here.
Nothing it had a decent amount of time. It was fun.
Right.
But I mean,
it's basically everything you get out of any pre-show. Your typical pretty much Raw matchup. They actually went with the heels here of Stardust and the Ascension getting the win. Thinking they would probably go that route. They want to build behind this new angle and this new thing. There's a lot of discussion. We were talking about them possibly getting like all matching gear and stuff. Their whole little gimmick they got going on here. It's whatever.
I did want to note though on that. It seems like they're kind of doing a faction, like the Cosmic Wasteland is the faction, but it seemed this match made it seem like it's Stardust and then the Ascension are his henchmen.
Yeah.
I didn't really get the vibe like they were just a faction, because at the end of the match, Stardust used one of the Ascension guys, pushed him into the kind of like almost like sacrificing him, so that Neville would fall and then winning that way. So it looks more like it's henchmen for Stardust and for the Ascension to actually have something to do.
True. Yeah, which basically, that's pretty much all they were really doing on there. Really nothing with any of these guys, really, honestly. They're all just kind of stuck doing just random shit. First match on the official show, we had the Intercontinental title on the line when champion Ryback went up against Kevin Owens.
Yeah, this was okay. Obviously, Ryback can only go so far. He can only do so much for you. But the fact that they went with Owens here, letting him get the win here, it wasn't really a cheap win. It was kind of a roll up, and he kind of like raked his eyes before, and I don't know. It didn't really seem cheap to me, or like cheap heel heat. I think Owens' kind of gimmick is, he does what he needs to do to win, but he doesn't like go overboard cheating. Which I like that idea. Like he said, he's a prize fighter who didn't have a prize, and now he has a prize. And I thought that was a great decision for him to win this. If he didn't win this year, I got the vibe like he could beat Cena. He can have great matches with Cena. He can lose. He'll lose to just random guys or whatever. He can beat Cesaro, but then he can't beat Ryback. Like, to me, I don't know. For here, he needed this win. I felt like this was quite possibly the only thing that was booked correctly on the show tonight.
Yeah, right.
Owens getting the win here where I thought I wasn't sure if he was going to win. But overall, this match was just okay. Wasn't anything special. The fact that Kevin Owens won made this great. That he has the IC title. See some pretty good matches here. Hopefully Ryback fades off out of this title picture and get something else going on here. Maybe, like we said, the Cesaro possibly with that feud. Those are the kind of talents that you want to see feud for the IC title, and you always considered that the workhorse title. So hopefully now we get some maybe workhorse matches here in this match.
Yeah, this is obviously great to see Owens get the title. This is what we both wanted. To give him that legit mid card championship here and let him roll with that. I think it's a great thing. Like we said, this was a huge turning point for Kevin Owens. This was a big turning point to see what he was going to end up doing into the future. And obviously it was a great sign seeing him get the win here over Ryback. And I was fine with the ways and the means that he got the win. It wasn't, with what we've seen in modern day wrestling and the links that people will go, and especially heels will go to get wins, and the cheapish bullshit ways they will. This was super tame and super, non-existent as far as the route that he went, and not non-existent, that was a stupid word to say, but it was not to the lengths that you would usually see a heel go to. He doesn't have to do that, but he did it, and it was a smart move at the time. Had the ref behind him to his back. It wasn't anything that like debilitated fucking Ryback to ridiculous means, like bringing in some sort of chair or something like that with the ref knocked out, or a low blow or something, and then roll up with the tights, or using the ropes or anything. It was an evenly fought matchup, and he used the right move at the right time with the ref position where he was to get the win for him. And he was the better man in the match, and that's the way he came out, and that's the way he gets his character across. Like he said, he's a prize fighter, and he's trying to get that across as being that guy that goes out there and puts on a great effort no matter who he's in there with, whether it be the number one guy in the company like a John Cena, or whether it be the Ryback where he gets the win here and gets the Intercontinental title. So I think it's a great thing to do. Like he said, a pretty stock match, and really a string that began the show of pretty much just a bunch of Raw matches. Honestly, it wasn't anything that just blew our minds with really anything on this show in general. And this one was just pretty stock, what you pretty much would assume with both of these guys. But a great outcome and an unexpected outcome, I would say. I really, we were both on the thought that they were just kind of not really going behind Owens and kind of just having him maybe just go in there and work with a lot of these guys and make them look good and, earn some shit down the road and this, that kind of thing. But actually having, him go with the title here, looked like you were going to roll with Ryback for a bit, but not going that route, putting it on Owens. Great call. You have so many fresh things that you could do with Kevin Owens, like he mentioned Cesaro. That's a great thing you could do, and not to mention if you want to bring a Sami Zayn, up to the main roster when he comes back from injury, which that is talked about being going down in the next month or so. So that would be a great introduction for him, onto the main event roster, and what an amazing mid card feud you could have for the Intercontinental title with those two. And not to mention everybody else, like I said, Cesaro and all those kind of guys that you could throw in there with him, Dolph possibly. So could be some great stuff down the road with the Intercontinental title, and a great move putting the IC title on Kevin Owens here, and probably the best decision that they made this entire night. On top of not actually going through with some other decisions and holding through with some, obviously, but as far as switching the tides, this was the best decision that they made here. And Kevin Owens getting the victory, new Intercontinental Champion, and that matchup there. After that matchup, we had an extremely, which should have been a sign of things to come with the randomness on this fucking show. Extremely random promo package centered around Brock Lesnar. They announced Brock Lesnar's October Go to Hell tour. Go to Hell tour. No, ladies and gentlemen, that's not Slayer's next headlining tour. It's Brock Lesnar's next headlining tour. The Go to Hell tour featuring Brock Lesnar. First out of the gate will be his Madison Square Garden matchup. That Madison Square Garden show that'll be on the WWE Network at the beginning of October, where he's going up against the Big Show. Haven't seen that before. Next, we had the middle of October. I think it was like the 16th. Will be a Raw or something like that. They're going to have Brock Lesnar on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast. So that should be interesting. Obviously, coming off the heels of Edge and Christian's appearance on the Austin podcast. And then finishing off with huge news in this random promo, which is the announcement of a Hell in a Cell match with Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell in October, the day after my wedding, matter of fact. But just huge news and just a random package. You had Paul Heyman cut all of the the narrative on the promo and everything, and we just came out of that and we're like, what the fuck? Like, you introduced that big of a match just in a random ass promo after the first match on the show. Yeah. Like that's like Ryan said towards the tail end of the show, that was something, because they re-showed it throughout the night. That's something you do at the very last the end of the show. You talked about the months to come and everything going on. You did it at the first match on this show. So it came out of nowhere. It's great news. It's a lot of awesome stuff. Obviously, it's a natural progression for what's going on with The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar and their stuff going on, but it's just random. There's no build to it. There's nothing like Brock Lesnar coming out, on a Raw, like maybe tomorrow night or something, being all pissed off, wanting The Undertaker or something like this, or, all enraged. No, they just announce it during a promo. As we talked about, it's just continuing the trend of WWE and just the randomness of they'll just pull triggers on whatever the fuck they want to do, and just kind of do whatever they want. And it's just totally at random. Just
consider like random, just like feature matches that have they're just like, what? Why?
Yeah, it's just totally out of nowhere. No, like, there's build to it, obviously, with the feud that they have, but there's no, like, right now build to it. There's no immediate build to it. It's just, they just announce it during a fucking promo, and everybody's like, okay, I guess they're doing Taker and, Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match next month. Random as fuck. But yeah, it's cool to see that. Obviously, that'll be the main event of that show. And it'll be interesting to see what they do after what happened at SummerSlam last month. It'll be interesting to see what goes on at Hell in a Cell, and like we were talking about, last month, that's a natural way to go to. We were talking about maybe doing a Hell in a Cell, them doing a Hell in a Cell match with these two at that pay-per-view, but just kind of random how they added this in here, and really huge news for that promo.
Yeah, same thing. We were watching it, and I was just like, really? That's just like, it's not like I don't want to see that.
Right.
Obviously, it could be pretty cool, and them having a prior one years ago, 2003?
2002. No Mercy.
2002? Okay, 2002. it's just I don't know, just the way this match or way this show was progressed. It just seems like a bunch of foreshadowing of some interesting things to come. You could really go in a bunch of different directions with the feuds and the stuff that's going to happen in the rest of the year. But obviously this is something that they do these attraction things with Brock Lesnar. He's in Japan, or he's going to be at Madison Square Garden, and then they agreed to do the podcast, and now he's like, all right, Taker another match. Like, to me, I don't know, man. Is Taker going to be able to stay alive in this match?
Well, we have questions for a lot of other superstars at the end of this card that might be able
that's
to have
true.
problems of staying alive in matches.
That's true. And
Taker's in the same boat.
So I mean, it'll be an interesting car wreck. I'm sure.
That's
so.
Pretty much a perfect description of it. But yeah, just really fucking random there. Next matchup, we had the rematch from SummerSlam between Dolph Ziggler and Rusev. Not going to lie to you guys, not going to bullshit you guys. Can't speak to the match quality of this portion because I think both of us were upstairs getting some of my father's cooking. Had some solid chicken fajitas this evening.
They were good.
They were pretty solid.
Very solid.
But yeah, really, from what we saw and what I saw of it,
they caught a little bit more than you did.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was pretty good. It was pretty much along the same lines of what was going on at SummerSlam. Obviously, they continued a little bit more here with obviously the angle going on. There's a lot of tease things with Summer Rae and Ziggler, especially on this past episode of SmackDown, which I thought was really random to air that kind of. They did a little thing where after the gift that Dolph gave her on Raw, it's so fucking childish to talk about this bullshit. But after the gift that they gave her on Raw, and then they did the thing on SmackDown where Dolph was like, well, just call a rose, and then he came back like, maybe sometimes it's a little bit more than a rose. I'm like, okay. But obviously hinting at a little bit more of interaction with Dolph and Summer and what that can go on to the future. Who fucking knows? But I know the end of this, they had Summer get involved, and I think chuck a shoe, and it was trying to go to the ref, and it hit Rusev, I think that's right.
Yeah.
And then Ziggler went into the zigzag and got the win over Rusev in this matchup here. But yeah, just from what I saw, like I said, didn't see all of it, but just looked like a pretty stock match between these two. But yeah, obviously another continuation of this feud and this angle and this storyline going on with all four of them. I assume Lana will probably get involved more. Not to mention Lana was involved more because she was pictured on Dolph Ziggler's crotch with his.
Was that Lana?
Was it Lana or was it Summer Rae?
Who knows?
I don't know. They're both blonde and they, whatever. I don't know.
Who could that be?
Pictured on his crotch, I really don't know. But pulling his best Rick Rude, who fucking knows with the chick on his crotch. Right. But yeah, so obviously continuation with probably all four of these into the future and whatever. Ziggler getting the win here, and I would like to see all of them just move on to bigger and better things. But this is kind of what they're stuck in. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. Just kind of stuck in this shit. So we'll see where it goes. Who knows what goes on along the lines of something interaction with Summer Rae and Ziggler with this storyline, if that continues with that route, or what happens if Lana gets back involved. And who knows where Rusev goes from here. But who fucking knows? But Ziggler getting the win in this matchup.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of the earrings were. I mean, I guess maybe to they're all playing mind games with each other, and maybe Ziggler's trying to play mind games with Summer Rae so to get her to kind of screw up what Rusev's doing, and then Lana being out. I feel like just as this storyline keeps getting repackaged and changed over and over and over and over again.
Or they just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and like I said before in the preview, I feel like there's definitely an audience of people who watch that like this kind of storyline done right. Storylines like this have.
Who would
worked.
you think that would be geared towards? Probably women.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey babe, do you like that storyline?
What?
The Lana, Summer Rae, Dolph, and Rusev storyline. Do you like that storyline? We're trying to get different demographics involved in our show right now. What is your impressions on the Dolph Ziggler, Rusev, Summer Rae, Lana storyline? Are you feeling it?
Do you find it's kind of reality-ish? You don't like it at all?
Not really.
Well, you also are like marrying a guy who's like a hardcore wrestling fan, who like stuff. I guess
Yeah, but I know stuff, but it's still cheesy.
I guess that's
It's
true.
true.
But there is, like
there are
I
people
said,
that like cheesy shit. Though.
there is a demographic of wrestling fans that do like this storyline.
True.
Unfortunately, I mean this storyline can work with the right people. Just for
But
instance,
it
I could.
has, like, no talking. Like, it's all just, like, Summer Rae just, like, opens her gifts, and then it's like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
And then just, like, lots of, like, it's just...
Continuational things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember a storyline like this, Jericho, Christian, and Trish Stratus.
True.
Years ago. When
That had a great payoff.
They pulled it off, and the
Yep.
payoff at WrestleMania was great. And
Yep.
I thought that storyline was great.
Yeah, I thought that was
It was
brilliant.
kind of cheesy,
Yep.
but I liked it.
No, I was good.
To hear where this is, you have components that make this storyline work.
That's pretty much the best example of this storyline of it, because we've
Right.
seen it time and time again with
Yeah.
the whole like the girls and the jealousy and this bullshit and stuff like that. That was a perfect execution of that storyline. But yeah, who knows what goes on in the future.
But yeah,
with
I mean,
that.
like I said, Ziggler went in here and with the shoe throw. I just feel like they literally cannot end a
what's
feud.
next for it? What do you do?
I mean,
after- what do you
I
do?
still
You've
think
had
this-
two matches. You've had one.
I still think this feud continues.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it
they got to do
continues,
something. I think
yeah.
Lana eventually comes back. They do this. They probably do the whole. Why did you give her presents and what's going on with us? Why are we blah blah blah?
Do they end up flipping Ziggler with Summer Rae?
I think they might flip Lana and Summer Rae and just kind of do that thing. That could be the angle that they're going with.
That'll be interesting. See what goes down there. Next up, we have the WWE Tag Titles on the lines. When the champions New Day went up against the Dudley Boys.
Hashtag no booty.
Nope.
Booty.
No.
Holy shit. New Day, man. These guys just, oh man, they do so much. They literally are just nonstop entertainment. Xavier Woods coming out. Did you find out that guy's name?
I don't know the name, but anybody that knows the character from Hook, the Robin Williams one, the guy that was like the little, was like, who was the chick in that? Was it Hillary Swank? Hillary, the chick.
I can't even remember.
It was Robin Williams, and then the guy that played Hook was some, I don't even know who the fuck. And there was some kind of famous actress that played Tinkerbell. And then there was the dude that was like, I remember they all had like like they were in like wooden like roller things in like a tree or something. They were like, they had this huge ass like tree house. Anyway, like the main dude who was like the main dude. I loved that movie when I was a kid. But, like the main dude that was like the badass like guy in the trees. I don't know who the fuck he was, but he had the exact same haircut that Xavier Woods had the exact same haircut as that
I was
guy.
going with.
Just look up like Hook characters, and you'll end up finding that guy on there on Google. I did it.
I was thinking when I first saw him, I was thinking Chris Tucker in The Fifth Element,
which is also spot on.
that was another good one.
That's also spot
But yeah, these guys are hilarious here, and part of me feels like the Dudley return has kind of been overshadowed with how good the New Day is.
True.
I feel like the Dudleys, the way they are now, they kind of just feel a bit tamed, a little. Like I don't know. I feel like they're not.
I mean, any act from the Attitude Era that comes back around this time is
Right.
probably going to feel pretty tame.
Yeah, it just felt they feel kind of tamed, and I don't know. But I still like the fact that they were back and they did this match here, and I really like the fact that they did not win the titles here. I thought that would have been a really bad decision. I know, obviously, leading into the next pay-per-view, possibly doing a tables match, that's the progression of where this is going. But the New Day losing here by DQ, so retaining the titles. But Xavier going through a table, 3D through a table. So the match itself was okay. It was entertaining. The most notable thing you can obviously get out of this is the New Day acting ridiculous, and Xavier playing the trombone and doing Eye the Tiger.
Yeah, he was playing the Rocky song.
Yeah. So this was fun, and I always enjoy the New Day being out there just doing entertaining stuff. So
Yeah, New Day was
Fun
entertaining as always. They were great. The fucking, like you said, we're talking about the hairdos of Xavier. Oh my god, just looked ridiculous. Big E, entertaining as always. Kofi, the great work and everything he provides. And yeah, the Dudleys just doing what they can do, and go in there and have quality efforts with guys and have okay matches and nothing spectacular. I would absolutely agree with Ryan saying how they're a little bit overshadowed with the return that they have. And a little bit tamer version of them. I think it's cool that they still do all the table spots. You've seen a lot of table spots since the Dudleys been back in, and obviously that's what they're known for, and that's what everybody wants to see when it comes to the Dudleys. And if they can't do the ridiculous table spots that they used to do, a la, powerbombing Mae Young off the stage and through like 5 tables, which was all amazing stuff back in the day. So but I mean, still doing what we always know and love from the Dudleys and all the table spots and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely tamed version of them. But yeah, this was fine. Pretty stock matchup here. Nothing great by any means, but it was all right. And yeah, great decision to keep the title on the New Day. Like we mentioned in the preview, the New Day are an act with the tag titles that are their game is brought up having the championships on them because of the braggadocious nature of their characters to say, we're going to stick it to you, and we can be as ridiculous as we want, but we're still going to be the champions, and you can't do anything to change that. And if they're out there not with the titles, then they can't be as legitimately obnoxious as they are, because they are good at what they do, and they're great as far as entertainment goes, but they're still the champions when it comes to being in the ring. So I think that's great, and I think that's something that, definitely having that side piece. The entertainment and the fun and the comedy is definitely one part of them, but still being the tag team champions and having that to brag about is great to be behind the New Day with that. So, yeah, definitely a good call to keep the titles on there and go with the DQ, and obviously the natural progression, looking like they're going to set up some sort of tables match or something down the road. Should be some good stuff to see them see that in the future. Next matchup. We have the Divas title on the line between champion Nikki Bella and Charlotte. If Nikki Bella got DQ'd or counted out, she would have lost the title. Just another thing that had nothing to do with this fucking match. That tagline. Literally, I just realized that. Just so not even needed. Speaking of so not even needed, the great work that was put on this entire match was for nothing. They played off an injury, which we didn't even know if Charlotte was actually injured. They played up the leg injury the entire length of this matchup, and this match got a quality bit of time for a WWE matchup, not an NXT matchup, women's matchup, which we see, obviously it's the main event of the next TakeOver show, but got a quality, amount of time here. And you had Nikki working on the leg throughout everything. She did the fucking, figure 4 spot, or the sharpshooter figure 4 spot, whatever it is on the post on the
Figure
outside.
4,
Did it figure 4 around the post.
Yeah.
Worked over the leg and had it on the ropes and the suplex spots with the leg hitting the ropes and stuff. Actually, I love that. I think that was great. One thing I needed to get out, I just think that when Nikki's in these type of matches, her wrestling ability and her act during the match and her effort in the match seems very forced to me, because I don't think she's a natural just wrestler. She's not, obviously, but it just seems very forced, like, okay, I'm going to do this because they said we want me to work on that and do this and go in there and wrestle with her and stuff like that. It just seems forced. But that's pretty much what you get with the Nikki Bella, who's the more of the diva side of anything than the actual athlete, woman's wrestler. But that's fine. I think she did good though to get over and worked the leg and everything, and they got it in the final spot, and I was sitting there thinking the entire time, okay, they're working on the leg, you're probably going to get into a spot where Charlotte's going to go for that figure 8, and she's going to bridge up, and she's not going to be able to bridge because she's been, having her leg worked on the entire length of this match. They get into the spot, they go for the figure 8, bridge is totally fine, and Nikki taps out. And we're like, that match was pointless. Everything they did, everything they built, all the entire story that they told in this match, when they got to the tail end, they got to the finish of it, was absolutely useless. All the legwork was for nothing, and it proved to not matter at all. And it really kind of made us go like, okay, that was just ridiculous. And again, just saying, again, WWE just going, just who gives a shit? We'll just go ahead and just give her the title after Nikki took the record from AJ. Like, we don't give a fuck. Who cares? We'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. We got our goal done, and we did what we needed to do, and we wanted to get that record off of AJ for some reason that we needed to do. And now Charlotte will go ahead and just run with the title. So it's very, the casual fan not really giving a shit, but us sitting here like, oh my god, that's typical WWE. That's so something WWE do, and they did it here yet again. But yeah, I'm really unfortunate with how the work was great, in the ring as far as, working out, actually trying to produce a quality old school wrestling match, working on a body part and working it over the entire match, and then proving it to be totally useless towards the tail end of this when they have the finish spot where it wasn't even, all of the work wasn't even needed. So kind of unfortunate there, and a really kind of forced, it felt like a very forced moment to me too, with the whole entire celebration at the end. It wasn't like Bayley winning the title at TakeOver. That was very natural and very organic, and it felt great, and it came off perfectly. This one was very forced, and it was just like, we're done with Nikki's run. Here you go, Charlotte. and then we'll have Flair come out there and celebrate, and everybody's just kind of like, okay. Whatever. And then they had another backstage segment after the match that was just useless too. And they went back to it, and we were like, why did they even do that? But it'll be interesting to see what Charlotte goes on in the future. Obviously, a great worker and great in the ring, so it should be some good stuff, match quality wise going in the future. And hopefully we were like sitting there whenever they were doing the celebration. We're like, God, it'd be fucking awesome to see a page turn right now and turn on Charlotte here and set something up in the future, which I think could happen down the road. We could have some jealousy type shit in there or come in there and turn them on each other or whatever the case may be. But should be interesting to see what goes on in the future. But Nikki Bella's title run of, I don't even know, 300 fucking days or something is now over. And Charlotte is the new Divas champion.
Man. Oh, man. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This, as a total, from everything that has happened, leading up until now, is, in my opinion, the worst booked match I've seen this year. I cannot believe how unbelievably bad that this whole thing was set up. This was horrible. The match itself was leaning towards being really good. I felt like it was, they almost were trying to recreate the NXT title match with the working over a body part angle. But as a smart fan and as somebody who watches a lot of wrestling and knows how things work in the business and knows how the internet works now, clearly they held off to give Nikki that longest title reign. Then they have him come in here, work this match. They have the whole thing be exactly like he said. Nikki works over the leg almost the whole match. A good, solid, almost 10 minutes, I feel like.
Charlotte had, no offense.
She barely did anything in this match.
Yeah.
Sneaks in the figure 4, figure 8, bridge up. That pretends like the leg doesn't even hurt. She literally taps 5 seconds later. No time for her to sit in the hold. Wins a title. Flair comes out. It's all sad. They're all crying, hugging. Everyone's all excited. Great, blah, blah, blah. Super forcey moment. It just, oh God, you just knew it was coming, and it just felt super shitty. You almost, maybe they were trying to make it seem like Charlotte wasn't going to win. But, oh man, it was so bad. And then they did this whole thing where Cole was like, oh, we need to go to the back. There's something we need to check up with real quick. And then it's Flair and the girls and Rick and all of them, and they're just standing around. Oh, where are we going? Oh, this is a great victory, blah, blah, blah. And they hug or whatever, and they show Flair's face. And it's like, oh, it's a good night, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. That was it. That was horrible. The whole thing for this, but they try to make it seem so big, and the whole thing booked was terrible.
Yeah.
It was awful booking. Oh my God. Who sat down and was like, this is how we're gonna do this? Because who in your right mind thought that this made sense and even works? Horrible. That is literally one of the worst booked matches I've seen in a long time.
Yep.
It was bad.
Yep. Next matchup, we had the 6-man tag matchup. A lot of anticipation, obviously, in this one. We had the Wyatt family of Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper. There's another guy also in the Wyatt family. His name's, I think, it's like Brian?
Something like that.
He's strong.
Strong word?
It's escaping me. God damn it. Braun Strowman!
Braun Strowman!
After he just shit his pants.
Dude, I farted mad hard there.
See the strongman Strowman of the Wyatt family.
You sound like Terrence Phillips so hard there.
Yeah, I really did.
Dude, there's something wrong with my insides, man. Dude, my freaking stomach is tore up.
With your stomach or your soul? Is there something wrong with both?
I'm releasing my soul. My butthole.
Soul just came out of my anus. Going up against Shield 2.0, or just, I guess it would just be Y2 Shield, of Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and their
random-ass Jericho.
Their buddy, I guess?
He was like, I made a phone call.
To my buddy.
Jericho.
I guess his buddy, of Chris Jericho. I can say this is probably... we love Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's...
Was this another one along the lines of one of the worst booked matches I've seen
this is
this year?
And random. So fucking random.
Right.
Everything that happened. We love Chris Jericho. They're one of both of our favorite wrestlers of all time. But this is just it was very underwhelming. Like, even though it was a surprise,
Right.
there was kind of chit-chat about possibly having a bigger name return and have him, be in this matchup. But it just didn't fit. None of this fit. Like, Chris Jericho, yes, he feuded with Bray Wyatt last year. Whatever. I think it was last year. That's fine. But they kept talking about how they were going to combat the strength and the they talked about that on SmackDown too, the strength and the domination of Braun Strowman, and I'm just like, Chris Jericho? Question mark. Just
You know what I think might have happened?
Joe's in NXT.
Right. You know what I think might have happened? I legit think that they were like, we're gonna have a mystery partner, and then they had it picked out, and then Chris Jericho was like, hey, who is that mystery partner? Oh, that's great. I'd like to come and be that guy instead. And maybe they were just like, maybe they never had it planned that it was going to be him.
I don't know if it went that route, because I wouldn't think that Jericho would take an opportunity away from a guy that they wanted to bring a
I
younger
guess that's
guy.
true.
I don't. Jericho's a guy that loves putting. I mean, he literally.
It feels like though.
He does. He just comes in and just he just comes in and works house shows, non-televised, just and puts over guys on
Right.
these house shows and works with them because he just wants to work with the young talent that he hasn't had an opportunity to work with.
Obviously,
How
yeah.
fucking awesome is that? But yeah, just kind of underwhelming. Probably the most underwhelming like Chris Jericho appearance that maybe I've ever seen. Like that, I was just kind of like, I mean, that's cool, whatever. Like we said, we love Chris Jericho, but it's just kind of like, we were kind of wanting a new face to be introduced to the main roster and see what that would happen, especially if it would have been Samoa Joe, which we wanted for a very long time. But yeah, the match was whatever. I mean, pretty much, the stock fucking 6-man tag that you get out of this, pretty much exactly along the same lines as what was at SummerSlam, just with, extra 2 people. And goddamn, just the finish of this fucking match, man. Just, he had fucking Strowman put on his death hold choke fucking thing on Jericho, and Jericho just faded away and just ended the match. Before that, obviously a big thing that he tagged himself in when Roman was going for, I don't even know what the fuck, some sort of shit, some sort of Superman punch or some shit, one of the 4. I tagged himself in and then went in there and did the line salt and only got the 2 count, and I think they took out Roman on the side or something like that, and just had him in that choke and just done. Then we had and there's just nothing behind it. Just like no one was like, oh, okay. I'm not a big fan of people besides Bray Wyatt getting the win in these matchups either. I understand you're trying to get over the dominance of Braun Strowman. You don't have to do that with him getting the win, and you don't have to do that with him just destroying Chris Jericho in this matchup. The focus should be on Bray Wyatt, not fucking Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the end of this with Jericho being in the ring all defeated and shit, and Ambrose and Reigns coming in there and kind of be like, oh, it's okay, man. And Jericho just leaving all disgruntled and pissed off and elbowing,
bumped into
Ambrose and left the ring. And we're just like, what? Like, none of this made any fucking sense. Like, literally A to B to C to the fucking end. None of it made any fucking sense. Yeah. Having Jericho be the partner made no sense. Having Jericho lose the match for his team made no fucking sense. And then having that interaction where you're just like, what is going on just with any of this?
Obviously, it feels like a setup for them to do something.
At first we were wondering if it was going to be a one-off type deal for Jericho, because he does a lot of these where he just comes in, just whatever the fuck, and just kind of does his thing and leaves. But yeah, this looks like something that could be happening down the road. At first, it looked like something maybe we're gonna, a natural thing could be, with what they're doing with Roman or with Reigns and Jericho, throwing Jericho in there with Reigns again, another guy trying to establish Roman Reigns and make him look good, just like what Dana Bryan did at the beginning of the year, and everybody has tried to do. Throwing in there with Jericho and have some credible wins over Chris Jericho, where the case may be, or try to make him get him over and shit like that, more. But yeah, I don't know what really to get from any of this. It looks like Jericho might be doing something down the road. That's great if that's the case. More Chris Jericho is never a fucking bad thing. But with what is revolved around it, I don't know. I think the best kind of deal here could have been a possible turn of Ambrose and Reigns. One of them, if not both of them, on a Chris Jericho to set something up into the future. Who knows? I don't know. Something like that would have made a little bit more sense, because then you have steam behind the steam behind the young guys on the roster. Moving forward, obviously Chris Jericho is just going to do one-off type things here and there. So I don't know why they'd be facing or having Jericho look heelish towards the end of that. So it all looked very fucking just random and clusterfucky. But I don't know. The Wyatt family getting the win in the 6-man tag matchup.
Yeah. The Chris Jericho coming out for this. Not anybody I actually thought was going to be this mystery partner. I never even thought in my mind it would be him. So that kind of surprised me, but it was underwhelming. Him being the tag partner made no sense. If they said they were going to bring in somebody that had some muscle, somebody to combat him, obviously Samoa Joe would have made the most sense. Even, what's his name?
Corbin.
What?
Corbin? Are you talking about?
No, not Corbin. The guy, what's his name? With the tattoos and shit, they called it for Samoa Joe. Oh, he's on the pre-show. He's the guy on the pre-show. Corey Graves.
Corey Graves.
God, I didn't think of his name
Corey
for
Graves
some reason.
doesn't wrestle anymore, though.
No, Corey Graves called it being
Samoa Joe, right. Oh, we didn't even talk about the guy that ran in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, you could talk about that, too.
Yeah.
Didn't even talk about
Corey
that.
Graves in the pre-show called Samoa Joe.
And then we thought, we were like, oh, well, it's not going to be Samoa Joe then. Because anytime, they call it or announce it or anything like that.
Well, some of these, a lot of times these the announcers and a lot of people do not know what's going to happen.
That's true.
So that is probably an actual
could just be a giant
educated guess.
Just a
maybe.
shoot, or for
him just being like,
yes.
maybe this is really what I think is going to happen. But
true.
He maybe didn't know. The match was okay or whatever. But the emphasis was on Chris Jericho, him being being the mystery guy, coming in, tagging himself in, tagging Roman in, Roman not knowing. Going in, getting choked out or whatever happened to him, losing the match, then leaving, disgruntled and mad, just setting up something with Jericho facing one of these guys or doing something into the future. Fine, that's fine. Split these guys away. The booking of this was just really random, and it just does not make any sense. I feel like the booking wasn't as bad as the women's match, but just random. Like it just out of nowhere, like the booking of some of this stuff that's happened over the last month or so has just been really, why? What's the point of doing it that? Just to have the people be there? I'm so tired of the let's do this just because we can. Like, let's not lead into and create a long-term storyline or do something and build with something. Let's just bring this guy in as a feature, and let's bring this guy in as a fill-in. Let's bring the Dudleys in. Like, it's just like doing it just to do it. You know what I mean? There's no mindset behind it.
Nothing built around.
There's nothing built around.
Right.
The point of it. Obviously, they'll try to do some kind of feud with Jericho. They're doing a feud with the Dudleys, obviously as well. But it just feels like they're like, hey, let's just bring these guys in just to do it. Bring them in. Hey, let's just put them with this guy to do this and blah 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 blah. Whatever. I don't care. But the whole thing was also, obviously we didn't talk about the fan. There's a fan that ran into the ring and stood right behind Roman Reigns. He had a shield gear on. He was
just like, we're ready to do this, boys?
Yeah, and then they ran in and got him. And we caught a glance, quick glance of him, and it was pretty hilarious.
It looked like a combination of Drake Younger and Joey Mercury.
Yeah, it looked like Drake Younger. It was funny.
Yeah.
But this finish, Jericho losing here to Strowman, which, oh God, why? Why would you want to lose to this guy's first match?
He's Braun
It's
Strowman.
probably literally his 15th wrestling match ever.
Right.
I'm assuming. I feel like he's probably only had 15 matches in his entire career.
Right, and this is it's coming from a guy that a Chris Jericho who lost to Fandango at WrestleMania. So
yeah, and it's okay to get these guys over.
Right.
Some of these guys.
Right.
And he's got that credibility.
But
about
it pisses me off because the focus should be on Bray Wyatt.
Right.
And nothing was focused on Bray Wyatt in this match. It literally was just the dominance of Braun Strowman. And I'm sorry, it's not Braun Strowman's show.
Braun Strowman is not Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash was never that great either. So
that's very true.
But Kevin Nash broke off and became the champion.
And Braun
Let's
Strowman won't.
Hope that never happens.
There's no way. There's no fucking way. But yeah, Wyatt's getting the match, and that just fucking random. Next up, a lot of discussion. Robert brought it up about halfway through the show. Is we have not seen a Seth Rollins title match yet. And we got about halfway through it, and we're like, shit, I wonder if they're just going to roll sub-main and main with both of Rollins' matchup and pretty much go the Vengeance 01 route and go with what Jericho did and just have him go with both matches. I know that he beat Rock and Austin, and I think he beat Rock first, and they beat Austin, and they did back-to-back matches, but pretty much going that same route here. Not as great, not even close to as great, not even nothing near that actually. With what they did here, we had the United States Championship on the line first, featuring champion Seth Rollins going up against John Cena.
Yeah, this was a good match. Started off real slow. Felt very leisure. Felt very underwhelming.
The crowd was doing the wave.
The crowd was doing the wave. Rollins acknowledged it and kind of like followed along with it. I don't know. This match just felt like there was no heat on it. Cena didn't cut a promo. Rollins didn't cut a promo. They just had a backstage segment with Rollins, with Triple H and Stephanie. They're like, he's ready. He's ready. He's going to do it tonight. He's ready. It's funny because they always do that to him, and then he always just goes out there and just looks like complete shit. I mean, he doesn't look like shit. He has great matches, and he does
look like shit.
He's booked like shit, and it's just wow. It's super underwhelming the way they set him up, and then how they create storylines for him. It's horrible. But exactly what I thought would happen happened here. I thought Cena wins here, and it was very leisure. It was very not a lot of kickouts, not a big match feel. It was just like about 15 minutes into the match, hits the attitude adjustment, gets the 1, 2, 3. That's it. Like, that's it. There was nothing else to it. Loses it, and he's gonna leave. He's mad. Rollins is mad. He's gonna leave. Takes his belt, walks off. Cena's like, no, you got another match. Blah blah blah. Attitude adjustment on the outside of the ring, and as soon as that happens, I'm like, son of a bitch. Sting is gonna beat him for the title. Son of a bitch. They are going to do this, and Sting comes out. They wrestle a pretty long match actually for the main event. They did a lot of spots. Did a table spot. Did some. Oh man, they were all over the place. Sting was just, his ass was busted up. He was doing taking all kinds of spots that you should not take at that age. Whatever, man. Take your spots. Whatever. That's on you. He took a powerbomb spot to the corner. Literally got a concussion. It was, oh my God. Moving around like he was stumbling around. He was dizzy. They had to stop the match, make sure he was okay. And like they went to go finish the match. And like it was in like slow motion. Sting went down for the Scorpion Deathlock, locked him in. Rollins got the ropes, and they flipped it out. Triple H. Seth Rollins went for the pedigree, and then Sting just leisurely, just slowly reversed it. Put your legs in, flip you over. Oh, I'm gonna hold it. Oh, wait, no, flip. Flips him. Rollins flips him over, catches him in a roll up, and gets the 1, 2, 3. Why, for the love of God, can you not let the most athletic talent oh my God, why? Oh God, it was horrible. The way that this was ended. Obviously Sting had a concussion, but the fact that you can't just give Rollins any credible wins. Why can he not win? Why can he not win a credible match? He's a heel, I understand, but why can he never win credibly? Ever. He can never win credibly. It's frustrating that he can barely beat a 55-year-old man. He loses to the guy who is just for the U.S. title. So what you're saying to me is Cena should probably be the world champ also, because he beat the world champ as well.
Easily be the world champion.
Easily. Didn't even seem like there was a fight towards the end. Cena, there was no doubles finishers. One finish, that was it. And it was just like, what? Why? That was random as hell. Wins there, grabs his title, gonna leave. Sheamus runs out there. We're like, okay, what's he doing here? What's going on? What's gonna happen? Runs in, does the bro kick, goes for the pin or whatever. He's gonna get the ref in there, go for the pin. Then, all of a sudden, let's just clusterfuck this finish even more and make it even way overbooked. Kane returns, all geared up, and all his old fucking just gear with the mask and the tights and everything. Just masked Kane. Comes out there, gets in the ring, chokeslams Rollins. Sheamus comes back in the ring like he's going to win. Then Kane chokeslams him. And then just stands in the middle of the ring, and then that show goes off the air. What? I know Rollins is part of the reason that Kane was out in the first place. What? What in the fuck? Like, why? This is so random. Why the overbooking? Like, they did the whole setup with Rollins or with Sheamus coming out. Cool. I think that they're just trying too hard to confuse the fans or make it not predictable. But there's a point between being too predictable and just being fucking ridiculous. Like, just being ridiculous just to do it. And that's my point I've been making over the last couple pay-per-views is they're just doing things, just ridiculously booking things to try to confuse the fans or to, I don't know what the hell they're trying to do just to do it, to mess with people. Because, you know, obviously I've heard from Triple H interviews and other guy interviews saying, fans think they know everything. They don't know what's actually going to happen and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. We're going to do... I feel like they're just purposely just fuckering things up on purpose just to, like, mess with the fans so that they're like, what? Why did that happen? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever, man. There's a difference between making things not predictable and just making things completely ridiculous just for no reason. And obviously this sets up Rollins and Kane in a Hell in a Cell match. Whatever. The point being made here is there's a lot of talk of, is this Undertaker's last year? Is this Undertaker's going to be his last match at WrestleMania? He clearly wants to have some more matches before the end of his career, so he's having matches with Lesnar. Are they going to go into Mania and have one last Taker-Kane match? Is that the send-off? Is that the last match that he should have? Maybe, maybe not. But the way Sting looked, I mean, Kane doesn't move that much better than Sting in the ring, but does it make more sense for Kane to finish Undertaker's career at WrestleMania? I don't know.
Yeah. Have to backtrack here. U.S. title match was fine. It was pretty much your stock Rollins and Cena match. Obviously, we've seen a lot better. The crowd didn't give two shits. The crowd wasn't into it at all. Like he was saying, the fucking wave and all this kind of shit.
Did I jump into the main event?
You did, yeah.
Okay.
It's all.
I was
good.
just like, what?
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
They all kind of blend together,
Yeah.
so that's totally fine. Yeah, so that was all fine. Just not fine with how that ended. It was so casual and so easy for Cena. Like, literally didn't even break a fucking sweat. Just attitude adjustment, that's it. I'll go ahead and take my title back. Oh, don't run away, by the way. I'll go ahead and attitude adjust you again and throw you back in the ring, and I'll go ahead and walk off. Oh, I'm champ. See you later. Like, wow, why don't you just go take a steaming hot shit right on him at the same fucking time there, John? Like, goddamn, man. Like, we've talked over and over and over, and we've beat it like a goddamn dead horse that's been shot in the head 15 fucking thousand times with a shotgun. But how in the fucking world they do not want to start legitimizing these fucking guys that are by far their future. Like, if anybody in the back can't say that Seth Rollins, or any fucking fan watch, anybody, does not say that Seth Rollins is the fucking future you could build this goddamn company around, you're fucking nuts if you don't say that. Because he obviously is. And there's so much talent to work around him, and so much top tier talent that he could work with, and amazing things that he could do. Heel, face, doesn't fucking matter. He is literally WWE's 5-tool fucking player. He has everything now. He did the work in the promos and the character and everything. Got that fucking nailed down now. He has everything. There's nothing that you could ask for more in a professional wrestler than Seth Rollins. He has absolutely everything. But the fact that they just can't even make this an effort for John Cena to win this match. It's not even a struggle. It was just a good match. It was like a Raw crowd. They were just kind of whatever. And yeah, just 1, 2, 3, la-di-la, and just trying to make him run away, and I'll just throw you back in the ring, and just, I'll just go ahead and throw you around like a fucking rag doll and do whatever I want to you. It fucking pisses me off. And yeah, led straight into the thought that, when we were thinking they're going to have the back-to-back matches, that they were going to make Rollins on, a 56-year-old Sting's level by having him being beat down and just beaten the shit out of by John Cena, which is exactly what they fucking did. They had Sting, dominate the beginning portion of this match, and it just made me sick to my fucking stomach. And yeah, they got to the couple buckle bomb spots, and the last buckle bomb spot that literally just knocked the shit out of Sting. and he was just fumble fucking around. It was like watching a Saturday Night Cops episode, and motherfucker was just drunk and just got tasered.
Could have been whiplash. I'm not sure.
Hey, who knows?
Whiplash,
I mean, a concussion, whiplash, something. He's 56 years old, and he's in a fucking world championship main event match for a Sting in 2015. I don't know. Maybe he's just fucking old and shouldn't be in a goddamn wrestling ring. That's maybe my thought. That's kind of what happens when you get older. Shit like that happens when you're in contact sports. What the fuck? But yeah, that buckle off spot and just never look the same, after that. And he was trying to hold his own and everything. He took a lot of spots that, again, he, like Ryan said, should not even have been close to taking. The table spot, through that, I think he knocked his head. It could have been around there where it started, where he knocked his head maybe on one of those monitors too. And then, did the dive spot off the top and literally just falling dead weight on top of Rollins. And Rollins tried his best. He can't, turn fucking shit into gold instantly there. But he tried his best to do what he can, and you really can't ask for anything more from Rollins to try and make Sting look decent by any means. But he tried. After that point, and then have him go for those Scorpion Deathlocks, and we're just sitting there like, God damn it, I swear to fuck, if he taps to one of these fucking... It literally is along the same lines as, Austin getting the win over Owen Hart at, SummerSlam 97 after he broke his fucking neck, and it was, so obvious that he hurt himself, and he still got the win because he was in a kiss my ass match, and he had to get out of it. It was along the same lines as, are you going to have Sting win? He can barely fucking stand right now, and he's taking out the top talent in your fucking company easily. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, get out of that, and didn't even get a fucking... He had to roll him up all funky and weird and shit. It's just god damn. But yeah, gets out of that, and then you have all the bullshit with, Sheamus coming out, and obviously they hinted at Sheamus probably 95 times during this night about him cashing in. They could have made it more obvious. Had him go out and do his shit, and have, continuing the Overbook Fest like Ryan talked about, and have a Kane come out and, remasked up. And spark up that same feud with Seth Rollins. So we just had Sting in the main event, and now we have Kane possibly going for the World Championship at the next pay-per-view. So I don't even know the total amount of ages for challengers for the last two Seth Rollins matches. It's getting close to the century mark, I would say. But just goddamn, I mean, seriously. I mean, we go from one match, main event, with Sting, who just proved, with the match at WrestleMania, which was not even a match, it was just more an angle that lasted the however long it did with all the NWO and DX, to what he, did on 2 seconds on that fucking Raw with the Big Show, and now this matchup just proves that he just should not be in the ring.
I think Seth Rollins, his gimmick has become, no matter what happens to me, I always leave with the title.
Yeah, I mean, that's something. I mean, they put that on Edge a lot. They booked Edge, obviously, properly with the cheap heel that Edge was. Obviously, with his rated R gimmick and everything, they did that right. But yeah, he comes out with the more significant title, even though, again, you booked the United States champion better than you booked the fucking, world champion in this match, or in this night, because apparently the United States champion could have just came back out and just beat this, Seth Rollins again and won the world championship. Why the hell wasn't John Cena saying, can I just wrestle both these matches and just win both the fucking titles? Because I could beat all three of these guys easily. Why wouldn't John Cena just say that? I mean, why? I mean, it makes no fucking sense. Why John Cena is just complacent with just winning the United States Championship. I just beat the world champion, too. Can I have that match? So, who knows down the road if they fucking do that kind of shit, too. But obviously... it's setting up for something with Seth Rollins and Kane and the ongoing thing that's been going on for fucking ever with Seth Rollins and Kane and the Authority and all that horse shit. I don't even know what person in the fucking world right now can say that they want to see Kane in a goddamn world championship match. I don't give a shit if you find the biggest fucking Kane fan in the fucking world. They're going to find a reason to say man, yeah, it is 2015. It's probably getting a little bit past the time you should be having Kane world championship fucking matches. Not to say that it's going to be for the championship yet, but it sure as hell looks like it's going to be, and it sure as hell looks like it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match. And just unfucking real the way that the booking of the World Championship and the World Champion is just... It might be just the most unfortunate time to have such an amazing talent to have the World Championship right now. Because I can't think of a time that a World Champion has just been booked shittier and just around shittier situations. Because man, Seth Rollins is so fucking talented, and we say it every single fucking show, and it just continues to be shit booked around him, and it just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I mean, add up the ages for his last 2 challengers for the World Championship. Sting, who's like 56 fucking years old. I know Kane is north of fucking 40. It's unreal. I mean, it's 2015. Look at WWE's roster right now.
Yep.
And we made mention of it. You know, Robert, mentioned something that me and Ryan said in the preview, which was this is WWE's lull period, which it is. It has always been their lull period. They always, book up their Raws to try and get the viewers over for Monday Night Football, which they never fucking get, but they always try to, and they never will. And it's always just a lull period. Their pay-per-views are always kind of lackluster. They're just kind of whatever. It gets around the Survivor Series point, and the interest starts to get peaked a little bit more, and then obviously get into Rumble, and then into Mania, and everybody's back into it. But it's just a lull period. Why not start to establish these fucking amazing guys that they have on their roster?
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on and on. Everything in NXT right now, with those kind of guys, and the Baylors and the Joes, and all that kind of shit, and you got... Dean Ambrose just doing jack horse shit, and Cesaro, I don't even know, just fucking sticking his finger up his ass right now. Kevin Owens got, obviously a great win and the Intercontinental title, but I mean, Dolph Ziggler and Rusev and those kind of... And we have a total combined age of challengers for Seth Rollins that's almost at 100 years old for the next 2 fucking months. Unreal. Just unfucking real. And yeah, so we're pretty much guaranteed to get that Seth Rollins-Kane fucking Hell in a Cell match, which won't be the main event, obviously. They already got the main event booked for that with Lesnar and Taker. And yeah, just we learned a lot of things tonight. I have, for the longest time, wanted to see Sting and The Undertaker happen. I don't want to see that anymore. It would be a goddamn train wreck and a half to see if anybody can make it out of fucking live in that matchup.
Right.
Because they could barely get to the fucking ring, is what it seems. And they just, they set up Seth Rollins to finally have an opportunity to legitimize himself and to capitalize on opportunities and to get those legit fucking wins, and they just never fucking do it. And we're not going to sit here for one more preview, because we mention it every fucking time, where they set themselves up to legitimize Seth Rollins, and they never fucking do it. I'm done saying there's an opportunity to do this, because they just never fucking do it. They just shit on him with the Cena match and how they booked that shit. I don't give a shit who you are. It was easy for John Cena, and it shouldn't be easy for John Cena with just who Seth Rollins is and the amazing athlete and competitor and professional wrestler he is. It shouldn't be easy for him, and it's just so fucking easy for John. It literally wasn't even a fucking sweat. And barely getting out of a match with Sting and his 56-year-old grandpa ass, and he could barely fucking stand by the end of this. Because he's 56 years old and he shouldn't be in a fucking professional wrestling ring. That's just fact. I don't give a shit who you say. You watch that match, try and find someone in the fucking world that's going to say that he should be in a professional wrestling match and a professional wrestling ring anymore. He just shouldn't. Not to mention, we didn't even mention just how Sting has just been booked throughout his entire... It's just, that's a video in itself. Just what they've done with him and just how they have produced him and booked him. It's unbelievable. And it's really just... It's just poor. Just everything is just fucking lackluster and just shitty. The booking and creative and everything around it, when they have so much fucking talent on this roster and so much potential to do great things, and they just keep continuing to do shitty things. And it's just really fucking unfortunate, and it just pisses us off, because you could do so much more, and you're just not, and it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks to have to sit through what we had to sit through tonight, and just have to stomach that, because it's not fucking fair with what you could be doing right now. It's pretty piss poor, and it's just pretty much bullshit. But yeah, John Cena, your new United States champion. Seth Rollins, obviously that had a scare there, but still your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and yeah, they've got it set up for what's going on in the coming months, or at least in the next month. I can't really say. Usually we come out of some of these shows and have questions that should be answered, and curious to see what's going to be going on in the next Raw. I could really give two shits to watch Raw tomorrow, to be totally honest with you, because it's going to be the same old, same old. Seth Rollins will be scared of Kane. He won't want to go into a Hell in a Cell match with them. And, John Cena's going to do his thing, do some open challenges, hopefully. That was great. I think that if they continue that, do you think they continue that? I would think they'd probably continue that. Bring that back.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be the right call. I think that they should do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be the right
Cena
call
something.
to do with Cena. I think that was always a great, thing to see on Raws, and they did open challenge and stuff like that. But it's just same old, same old. Nothing new, nothing changing, nothing fucking different. Back to the drawing board. Basically, is really what they're doing here because it's the same old shit. Just a different fucking day. Yep, this will pretty much wrap up our WWE Night of Champions 2015 review. Not the random finish, as everybody enjoyed. Had a lot of fans of our random ass finish of our preview video, but you gotta wake up early in the morning. You gotta do the do tomorrow, bro.
Got us a nice steamy work day. Steamy.
We didn't even get the tagline for Hell in a Cell yet. This is a quality tagline. We got Seth Rollins versus Kane. We got the Authority's boy Seth Rollins against the now back to the demon Kane. What do we got here? What do we got on the slate?
Hell in a Cell. The Devil's favorite demon versus Triple H's favorite semen.
Nailed it.
Could it just be Devil's favorite semen versus Devil's favorite demon? Does Devil's favorite semen make sense?
Nope.
Triple H's favorite semen.
I thought it was Devil's favorite demon and Tripp's favorite semen.
Yeah.
That rolls off the tongue better.
Semen.
So why did you were gonna throw some R's in there? Semen. Semen. Yep. So at least we have that tagline to look forward to.
Beat your mother.
Oh, way to go, bro. Wow, nice. Man, she just got...
Fantasy football.
That is unfortunate.
Thought I was going to lose today.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a close one.
Unfortunate. It's quality win for you, bro. Quality win. I go ahead and just put an ass whooping on Robert, so that was enjoyable.
What's it? 144 to
144 to like 77. It's quality. Quality.
Good day.
Just went in there and got the job done. You know what I'm saying?
Got the job done.
Got the job done.
J.O.B.
J.O.B. Go ahead and did that done there. Did that done? That didn't make any sense. Yep. So, starting to get into that trap mode again. Starting to feel a tidbit trapped again.
Get us out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
I know.
All right, ladies and gents. This will now wrap up our WWE Night of Champions 2015 review. For my now fantasy winning partner Ryan, getting the quality, getting on the board, 1-1.
Fuck you.
That was to my mom. Not very cool.
Oh no, not that. I just meant,
fuck anyone else.
Yeah.
Everyone else. It's me and Madre's birthday tomorrow. We are getting off the tracks again.
I'm sorry if she watched. She
Happy
watched
birthday to my mother.
Happy
No,
birthday,
she doesn't.
J-Man's mama.
She would probably enjoy the shit out of this shit. She does anytime I show her stuff. But, yep. Part 3. I don't even know what to go with now. I'm just kind of stuck again.
For my partner Ryan.
Yep, that's Ryan. I'm J-Man. Is that a new earring? Is this new?
You can't leave.
Is that new?
You can't leave. Is this a thing now?
It's our thing now. We just can't escape these videos.
We can't leave the end of them.
We're trapped in our own game.
We are. We're stuck.
We are we're product of our own
demise.
Is that right?
That seemed harsh. Seems
kind of mean. I think that seemed deep.
Seems kind of mean.
That seemed a little too deep. It's a little underwhelming. I was hoping to get clear to the table. You didn't do it. Ladies and gents.
For Braun Strowman.
Who is not seen pictured in the vid. Yeah, for Ryan. I am J-Man for my snoring fiance Nicole. Thank all of you for watching another edition of the Pro Wrestling Pulse. The Pulse of the professional wrestling world.
Wrestling Pulse. That's rude. I shouldn't have done that.
Redo. Okay, we're going to redo it. Ready, guys?
Ready?
All right, here we go. Solid outro. We're going to get this shit together. We've been struggling a bit here. Our game's a little
How many times did it take us to start today?
It's like 5.
We never take
We
that.
never take that long to do that. We've been off our game a little bit. We're going to get back on it. Ready, ladies and gentlemen? Here we go. John Cena, your John Cena, your new United States champion after Night of Champions this evening, and still your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the architect of a dream.
Of a Seaman.
Of a seaman. The architect of seaman, Seth Rollins. That's the quality name right there. Still
Right.
your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. This will now wrap up our WWE Night of Champions 2015 review for my dashing partner, Ryan.
It's good. Sick ass. Sick.
I'm apparently sick-ass, sick J-Man. And thank all of you, fine individuals. All 143 of you, I'm guessing, are calling the amount of views on this video. For what? How did I do that? Thank you, all you fine individual people watching nothing.
Why can't we finish videos? We suck.
We do suck. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Thank you for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse.
Did you say that like post?
Bye! That's how I would end it. Howdy. We're leaving.
Thank you for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse, the pulse
Of the professional wrestling world.
Your name's J-Man?
Yep.
Oh, this is weird.
My name's...
Oh my god. Holy shit.
What? What?
We are doomed. We are just doomed.
I'm pretty sure my anus is bloody. I got a bloody asshole right now.
Did you shit?
I shit a little.
Ew.
Blew up.
I would say a lot more than a little. A lot more than a little.
It sounded like ripping open a package of like wet gravy. Just like...
I don't even want to know what that
Just like the packaged gravy that's already made that you get like at just like the stores and they give out. What are those? People who can't afford food. They just go in there's like already prepackaged gravy and they're not even a packet. We're just like prepackaged made gravy. Someone just put a dick in my mouth, so I can't talk anymore.